Welcome back to another survival report for Project Z. Today we're going to do scenario 6, which is Last Stand, and it's going to be in a rural area, farmyard. We can see we've got the farm with a courtyard over here. We've got a road leading around it. There's even wheat fields which do supply cover, and we've also got a watchtower as well. This scenario is going to be slightly shorter than the required 4x3. I just don't have a big enough table. I've also left some space at the bottom for all of my cards and for all of my figures. So let's have a quick look at the two sides now. Our survivors, we're going to deal with lots of some survivors, which give us grit, and more survivors, a total of 10 figures. Let's have a quick look at those. Okay, the first lot of survivors, we've got a police unit. We've got 2 police officers, and it looks like a sheriff as well. But 2 of them have got pump action shotguns. The sheriff has got an absolutely useless torch and a revolver. Moving over to our next group of survivors, we have got a guy in shorts and flip-flops who's got a automatic rifle. We've got the ex-army guy from the last survival report, so I'm still treating him as a machine gunner, and we've got the gentleman with a rack of pistols who's hoping to do a heck of a lot better than he did last time. Our final survival group, we have got a chainsaw wielding guy. He is ready to go for close combat. We have got the kid once again with his rifle with a scope. I think I was playing it wrong last time. I was counting it that he always had his scope on and he was always using it, so if he moved then he couldn't fire on the same turn. I'm tempted to actually say that was completely wrong and that he could fire but he wouldn't get the bonus for the scope, so I'm going to play it this way. Third member of the team is a gentleman who carries a single pistol and a knife. So fingers crossed he's going to be interesting. And also we've got a young lady here with a single pistol, and she's carrying a skateboard, taking her from the last night on Earth. And I'm going to give her an extra rule that as long as she's not in muddied area, or if she's in the fields, then I'm going to give her an extra movement of 2 inches because she jumps on a skateboard. Over to our gangers now. We've got a gang biker and companion. The rider has got a shotgun strapped to the front of his bike. Of course, he's hindered in the way that if he's riding his bike, he cannot fire at the same time. The passenger has got a sawn-off shotgun and a chain. 2 members, the gang prospects, we've got someone with a rack of pistols, and there is a woman in leather chaps for some reason. She's got a single-handed axe and a sawn-off shotgun, and over this side we have got a gang prospect with a crossbow that's going to be 2-handed, and a gentleman with an automatic rifle. Okay, the figures have been placed on the board. I don't know if you can see everything. I'll give an overhead shot there, and then we'll zoom in. Okay, the gangers are coming on from the bottom left. We can see that the crossbow and the motorbike is going along the road, and the 3 other gangers, the prospects, are going to go through the fields. I'm not going to create any kind of rule for going slower through fields. These are all obviously made out of things like welcome mats. Doesn't look too bad. Unfortunately, they do shed, so as you can see, there's going to leave bits all over the table and that. Survivors coming on from the top right-hand corner, split into 2 groups, so we can see some people up there. Ignore the towel and the ripped wallpaper. That's the dog. And we've got some more survivors coming on from the top right-hand corner, just on the right-hand side. Zombies have also been spawned. They are ready to start zoning in on the closest people. A mix once again of Project Z and Last Night on Earth. There's someone in a gold swimsuit for some reason. Alright, So I'm going to draw some cards. Oh, we've got some cards that belong to the different types. So some survivors, they have ammo load, so for someone who's a single shot, they can actually fix that and not have to go through reload, and additional ammo to actually bring everybody up in the upkeep phase, which is handy. Or the gangers have got faster next time, which means they can take initiative, and surge, which is really handy, which means we can change the combat die to a surge and do a necessary kill. Okay, the movement phase has gone for both survivors, gangers and zombies, so let me show you where we're up to. So the gangers lost initiative, but at this early stage it hasn't really taken too much effect. So our survivors have all clumped down here in the centre of the courtyard, apart from, once again, Mr. Gung-Ho Bruce Willis over here, who's decided to go off to, he peeled off to the right, and we can see that that's attracted some walkers straight away. That's not good. The kid has stayed back, just in case he did get into any kind of range. It's highly unlikely. He may be able to shoot through the doorway at these two walkers, but it is unlikely. The walkers around the courtyard, around this building, are all heading through the doorways towards the survivors. There's not many walkers, in fact there's only two which are going towards the gangers. They're over here, because the gangers have started going up the road and across the fields. One of them may be heading towards this tower. We're just going to have to see. Just like to show you on the other side of the tower. It says attack of the zombie giraffes on stilts. Awesome. I need to see that movie. We'll go through shooting and melee and come back to see what the results are. The kid has managed to be in range just of one of the walkers in the doorway, so the kid has fired using his scope and managed to take the walker on the left and made him down. The gentleman with the single shot, the single handgun, also managed to take the other walker down. That's a start. No other survivors over this side were in range of anybody, apart from Rack of Pistols, who fired at this zombie in the front with the red hair and completely failed to do anything. The gang has had a bit more success, so the Rack of Pistols guy managed to down the zombie here, and fully automatic assault rifle took out the exercise queen, the gold lame swimsuit zombie. So that's a little bit better. There's no melee that's going to be on this side, but let's go and deal with the melee that may happen with the survivors. Two lots of melee has happened. First of all, the gentleman with the single revolver and the knife moved in to melee the downed zombie, automatically taking them out. And over in the top right quarter, where we've got the gentleman with the Rack of Pistols, Bruce Willis, he decided not to move in melee. I think that's my choice. I mean, please tell me if I'm wrong. I'm sure I can decide not to melee if I don't want to, being a survivor. He didn't move in because he didn't want to attract attacks off of both walkers, so he stayed where he was. It then means that only one walker is in the space to attack, and the walker failed and got knocked down. I'm going to roll to see reloads, and then I'm going to spawn new walkers, and I'll be back the next round. Rack of Pistols ganger managed to reload, whereas unfortunately the fully automatic guy didn't. The kid with the rifle managed to reload, so that's very handy. I'm going to keep him potentially where he is, whereas the single handgun Mr. Brown didn't manage to reload. And Bruce Willis over here, he did reload, just ready for the next round. I suggest that he gets out of those as soon as he can. I'm going to stand up anybody who's down and then do the movement and come back. Initiative was rolled, the survivors rolled 5 shots and the gangers rolled 1, so the survivors have gone again. They did several movements including getting Bruce out of there. We've got a front line of police officers here ready to blast through this door at the walkers that have now come through. We can see that we're going to have some serious melee if they don't take them out, so hopefully we're going to down some people very soon. And Bruce Willis is obviously well away. We've got some walkers who are now making their way through the fields, and we can see those at the back over there. The other walkers are now going into combat with the gangers, and the gangers have moved apart from the lady with the crossbow who's going to fire it this round. And we've got now the rider has ridden up. Obviously can't do any shooting because they're hindered, but they will be going in for melee hopefully. Alright, back after the shooting and the melee. The kid couldn't fire because he moved. We had 2 police officers fire into this doorway. One of them completely failed to hit anybody, and the other, the gentleman with the hat, he took the pink walker down. The teenager with the skateboard had moved behind the doorway and took another walker out there, so that was good. We had also the gentleman in the flip-flops used his fully automatic assault rifle, took out one walker and downed the other. That's where we stopped. We didn't fire any more for the survivors. Combat for the survivors was relatively straightforward. The teenager moved in to take the downed, the prone zombie out. We had a downed walker with the ex-army guy, and the prone walker already was taken out by flip-flop. So that's all that the survivors managed to do this time. We got one attack over here and they killed that walker, and the motorbike did not go in for melee, waited for the single walker to attack and then took them out. Didn't even need the second melee action. Over the other side of the tower, of course, we've also got a lone ganger who's heading around, not near enough for any kind of action. The board's filling up with zombies nicely now. Just spawned the relevant zombies, rolled for reloads. Not everybody was as successful as they should have been. Let's do the movement, come back and see what's going to happen. Okay, survivors once again got initiative. The gangers aren't doing very well with this. But if we have a look, the survivors haven't done a great deal. We can see that they are ganging into the center of the forecourt, ready for multiple attacks from 2 sides. This is not very good. We've got at a split. One zombie is heading in this direction, everyone else is going to the forecourt. The gangers have got equally as many problems. We can see that the gangers are now going to be surrounded by walkers. They've all moved towards, and a lot of them are in melee range, so let's hope their shooting goes well. We also had our lone ganger move up onto the fire escape. Not great, to be totally honest, not got a long distance weapon, but many of the walkers, many of the zombies are now crowding around. I'm not going to allow them to be able to climb up fire escapes. They could do stairs but not fire escapes, and that's great. We can hold some of the zombies there unless she goes on to a higher level, and then they would simply start moving away. The trouble is she's stuck, not being able to do very much at all. Let's get down to shooting a melee and we'll come back, we'll see what's going to happen. Shooting went very well for the survivors. Okay, so first of all, we had Bruce Willis who fired a cross and took out one of the walkers that was going to cause a problem. We had the police officer fire and kill another one, which is very handy. Now there is only going to be one that moves into melee. The ex-army guy with the machine gun, range 24 inches, fired a cross to the tower, and our ganger is gone. The only firing from the gangers came from the crossbow woman, and she completely failed to do anything. We'll now move to melee. Only one lot of melee from the survivors, and that was the chainsaw. And he took out the one walker that was left. Now has a reload, a double reload. And as you notice, most of the survivors are now having some issues with lack of bullets. But that's okay, because if we go to the survivors cards, I have an additional ammo, which at the end of this go, I can make everybody automatically reload. Okay, so we took out a couple of walkers there and knocked another down, and it was a pretty good round so far. Unfortunately, the crawler, the one without legs there at the back, let me just get a good shot of that one. The crawler came in behind and has taken a chunk out of the pillion passenger. We have one wound now on our card, one more, and they are completely taken out. So, well done that zombie. Keep up the good work. All walkers have been spawned. I'm just going to roll to take off reloads. I'm probably not going to bother with the survivors. I will give it a go, but of course I'm going to play that card to refresh everybody. We've got a problem potentially down here with the gangers. The one issue I've really got with the scenario so far is that apart from the machine gunner, who fired from all the way over here to the signpost, to the fire escape, is the only one that could be a two-player attack. So maybe it's the way I'm playing it. Maybe I should be a bit more aggressive in my movement, but I would probably want to shorten the size of this map for myself in the future. Okay, back after movement. The gangers on turn 4 decided to play faster next time. They don't want to lose initiative again, so they played the card, got that out of the way. We can see there's been quite a lot of movement, whereas this ganger in a long coat with the automatic did not manage to fully reload, has taken higher ground. We have got the crossbow, who is also not fully reloaded, and we have got our rack of pistols guy, who's in a whole world of hurt when we get to melee. Over in the survivors camp, they are still lining up, ready to take out the people who come out of these doors. As you can see, no one's got their tokens on them for reload because we played the necessary card. So we've got the chainsaw guy waiting to go into melee, can't do anything this round for firing, but obviously we've got Bruce Willis who's ready to take them off, as well as the machine gunner. The kid at the back once again has not moved, so he's going to try and fire in as long as he's within distance and take some people out. If he's not in distance, then fool me, I should have moved, because I said I was going to change my rules for next time. So yeah, it's going to go and kick off. I will come back either after the shooting to see where it's up to, or after the melee to see who's died. Ever get the feeling you've been playing a game wrong? The only person who could fire then was the rack of pistols, who failed to even do anything. Just, I don't know. He went to get his gun out of his holster and shot his big toe off. I don't know what he did, but it's not looking good for the gangers. I appreciate any kind of comments about how to improve their gameplay. We can see the two riders are waiting to engage in melee with Flip-Flop, but the trouble is Flip-Flop has got a fully automatic and he can fire, whereas when the bike moved, they're hindered. So let's get to the survivors fire and see what happens. Okay, they went for it. So the kid took out a walker, which is brilliant. We had a complete fail from the lady police officer with a shotgun, whereas we got the male officer, I think he's the sheriff from Last Night on Earth. He managed to blast a zombie and kill them with a single pistol. We had this guy here take out a walker. We had the teenager make this walker down, and Bruce Willis has taken down this one, so he'll be taking him out melee. It's looking very good for the survivors. I forgot to mention, we've got the guy with the fully automatic rifle has managed to take down, making prone, the bikers. Now that means that they have got one wound on. If and when they go into melee, I'm guessing that takes them out. This is not looking good for them. Okay, Neo, the guy with the long coat, he moved over to attack this zombie and knocked him down. That means he's only going to be in range of the zombie over the field. I will measure that to make sure that that's over 2 inches. But I think that will probably mean that he's going to go for him only. The dual pistoled ganger did not go into melee to reduce the number of zombies that will be attacking him this turn. A little bit of melee going on. The chainsaw guy went out and completely obliterated one. The teenager had a go at this walker and failed and just had to move back. Could have gone for the prone one, but of course going for the prone one would leave her open to being attacked by that one. Kind of much of a muchness really, because this one's going to attack her in a second. However, it would stop this guy. Of course, bye bye biker. You are out of it, and we have just taken out our second ganger, and it was the bike with a pillion. So this really is game over for the gangers. They almost did it. The dual wielding ganger managed to defend on one, killing the zombie, defend on the other, making them prone. But the one in the evening gown, this lovely little lady, took him down and rolled nothing but surges, killing him. I could have spent a card on defense, but it wouldn't have made a difference anyway. Neo, he managed to defend off the hedge zombie, so it was pushed back, and that's the only one that could happen over here. Going over to the survivors, attacking the teenager did nothing, just pushed them back. Attacking the police officer did nothing, just pushed him back. And I believe, although I may have got it wrong, I believe there was one that was also killed here, but I'll go back, look at the footage, and I'll let you know. Round 4 ending means we actually ramp up the number of walkers that are going to come on. It now means that they flip from the other side to the other side, so let me do that now. They flip to the other side, and instead of just 2 walkers coming on, 3 will come on. Okay, I'll stand people up, I will roll for reloads and get the movement done for the next round. Round 5, and it's not looking too good for, well, anybody, to be totally honest. It was pretty poor with the reloads, although the fully automatic guy managed to completely get both successes, so he's ready to go. Probably going to try and move in position to pick off yet another of the gangers. We'll see. I've not put the walkers on. I'm going to put those on now and then move to movement. Okay, I'm going to make this the last round because I've run out of zombies again. I can't believe it. I need to buy some more. I'll get on eBay or something. You never know. Anyway, we're going to make this the last round. We've done the movement. We can see that now survivors won initiative. The gangers have just not been lucky at all. 2 of our survivors moved in to fire on the gangers, at which point afterwards the gangers have moved away, and of course the walkers, the zombies, have moved in as well. So this could be a nasty end to everybody. We've got a couple that I'm counting as taking higher ground when it comes to melee. The kid is fine, he's distance, he hasn't moved, so he gets the extra die as well. And over here we've got Neo and the crossbow, and they are not safe from melee. The crossbow can fire, but Neo has got a reload token still left on them. So I will do the shooting and come back. The kid fired, missed everybody. This guy over here fired, missed everybody. The teenager fired, guess what? Missed everybody. But then the machine gunner came in and managed to down 2 of the zombies, which means they're going to go out in melee. And we've got one that happened over here as well with Bruce Willis. So we are going to manage to take some more out as well. Good for the survivors. The only person who could fire was the crossbow lady, and she managed to take out one of the walkers that was just about to attack Neo. So I think you've saved his skin this round, so well done. You're going to get a double reload token on it, and we'll go to the melee. No surprise that Racker Pistols, the chainsaw and the machine gunner all moved in to pick off the people who were prone, the zombies who were prone. We had a complete failure on, who was it? It was the teenager. Complete failure and just had to move back. It's going to be interesting, but not as interesting as what's just about to happen to the gangers, so let's go over to see how their melee has gone. Okay, I was a little bit premature saying that because the crossbow ganger managed to take out the zombie who was close to Neo, so no melee this round. Did very well to actually help him survive. Okay, right, well, I'm going to count that as it. I'm going to tot up the scores, and I'll put something on the screen to actually say what I consider to be the final scores. Now, it's meant to be 2 victory points for every miniature slain, and 1 victory point for every miniature who's fully operative. Do I count the walkers as miniatures slain? Well, they are miniatures and they have been killed. So yes, I'm probably going to do that. So it's going to take me some time to count that all up. Should have been keeping track of that. But interesting, one-sided, definitely one-sided, but some excellent action. Love the fact that I managed to mix my battle systems set with a basic table that I created with some muddy, grassy area, and of course just cut up some carpet tiles or some mats and make that into something a little bit more than just playing on a blank table. So I hope you enjoyed it. Any comments about improving the game, always appreciated, and hope to see you soon. Bye.